miles and running with the tires swerving. Fuck your friend, me on the roof, this is how I learn it. Now everybody wanna ride with no...
Good Friday Radio. I'm your girl, Miss Mercy.
And I'm Styles, your hip-hop goddess.
And right now we are in Harlem at the infamous Harlem Haberdashery with the one and only multi-talented jer'vel, who's about to blow us away with his vocals, snatch all our edges, even lay them, because sis need to lay her edges. You know, me and Styles, we was trying to do backup, but we're not allowed. So we're going to step off this, all right?
All right, but I'm telling you, that boy good, so check him out. jer'vel, let's go.
Let's go.
I believed every single word from your lips when you looked me in the eye and said you loved me. And what we had, what we shared was true, but illusions faded away inside your eyes. Walk this away, talk that way, live my life with you. Dress this away, love that way, live my life with you. It is possible for a man to have it all and still have nothing. Tear me down and you don't even know. How could you know when you love me conditionally, conditionally?
jer'vel. Give it up for him, y'all. What's going on? And we just had a wonderful performance. I mean, he was just so inspiring, so unique, and your talent is just very different from a lot of other artists that I've met. First of all, jer'vel, give me a little background of yourself. Tell me about your singing. How did you get involved, first of all, in wanting to sing? What was the inspiration?
When I was like a little kid, probably even before I could really speak, I really took to music. So when I was about maybe 5, I'm from St. Lucia, Caribbean island, and we used to go to church on Saturdays, Sundays, and sometimes have prayer at the house.
Oh, that's a lot of praying.
Yeah, and I would always look at the choir and just be like, damn, they're so good, I want to be with them. But they told me I was like too young. So basically I went home one day and I was like, Mama, I need a toy mic. and she got me a toy mic, and I would sing in the pews regardless. So that's where my love of music started, and it didn't really take full form until I attended LaGuardia High School after I moved here to America. And there I studied music and was in a lot of shows, and it just took off from there.
Okay, so I mean, LaGuardia is a very excellent school actually for performing arts. I really think that you did an excellent choice. But after LaGuardia, what was next for you? I mean, were you just ready to just take on the world and just start singing, or you had other inspirations as well? Tell us about a little bit of that and what else you do besides the singing, because you were a very busy young man.
Okay, so after graduating high school, I threw away my aspirations to be a singer.
Really?
Yes, because
Why?
again, from my country, St. Lucia, you don't really have, you don't see you being a musician as something that's viable and can possibly happen. So I literally let that dream go for about 4 or 5 years.
Were you being discouraged by family members or something?
No, literally, I really didn't think it could happen for someone like me. I hadn't had the resources, if you want to call it that, the resources to, because the people who are making it are trained from when they were younger, have the money, have the this, have that. It's just like, it was just too much, and I just literally just let it die. And I was doing politics, actually.
Really?
Which I am such a political boy, activism, all that stuff. I can talk you down, okay?
Okay.
But I loved politics, and then I entered at Ebony magazine. But I only got in as a style intern. I mean, my love of fashion was always there.
Okay.
But I ended up getting the style intern position. And from there, I worked with another person who was working with Bureau Attack. It's like the top fashion production
Yes, very
in
familiar
the
with
world.
it. Yes.
And they saw me work and was like, I love your work ethic. Will you come and, at least try an interview? I said no. Because I was just like, I don't want to do fashion, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually I was just like, you know what, I'm young. I'll just do it. And then I did that. And now I'm like the production assistant for Bureau of Attack. We work on shows like Alexander Wang, Jason Wu. We used to do You the Boss. It was a lot.
And you've also done some interviews yourself. Like,
Yeah,
we're interviewing you right now, but I mean, you actually have some experience with it.
While I was at Long Island University, I was the news editor of their paper, Siwanaka.
Okay.
So I would be like writing, interviewing people. One of the people that I interviewed was Ty Hunter. Beyonce stylist. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a long story.
How was that? Oh my God.
It was trust me, it's a long
Is it called a silence?
It's a long story in how I was able to get the interview.
Really?
Like, it was like so many things were going wrong, and I literally met him for like 5 minutes before we actually exchanged the okay, like, here, let's do that. And then send me an email. I was like, okay, cool.
But you did it, you know,
yeah.
that's the whole point. Like, one thing I've noticed about you, you put your mind and you do it.
Yeah.
And I see that also in your music, you know. I've seen your video. It's just a beautiful video. The young lady that was dancing is Lauren. Is that Raven? I'm sorry,
That's
Raven.
Raven.
It was so inspirational.
Oh, thank you.
And
Show up that.
no, it was just very beautiful because I was really moved and intertwined. Like, I was in a trance with it almost. So when it combined
so
with
much,
your
so
voice,
much.
it was just like, wow, this is really beautiful.
Thank
And
you.
I hope one day I can see you perform that as well. But I mean, you just got so much other talents going on. What else you got? I know you have a project that's coming up also that
Yes.
you're working on. So
Yes.
tell us about that.
So, actually, just to piggyback off of that whole idea of what am I doing,
Yes.
we are currently at Home Haberdashery,
Yes,
which
we
is
are.
a retail expression of 5,001 flavors, and if you don't know that you should,
Mhm.
because they dress literally everyone in the business.
Yes, they do.
And one of the things that I do is I'm on the publicist team, specifically working in social media management, but just overall branding. Blah.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah, and they so kindly allowed me to film here, and I'm wearing a piece by G Wood.
I love it. I love it.
Billionaire New York is the
Okay.
brand. They amazing.
Yes,
so I
it
do
is.
that, but all of that wasn't near music as yet. And what ended up happening was I went to see Rihanna. And
You caught the Holy Ghost?
I could tell that I was having a totally different I could tell that I was having a totally different moment than what other people were having. Like, I was enjoying myself, don't get me wrong, but in my head I was just like, you could do that. That could be you.
Right.
And she's from Barbados. I'm like a hop and a skip away. My family also lives in Barbados. I was like, okay, you know what? She can do that. You know what? I got that. So then I hit up my friend. We've always been working together. I was like, yo, girl, we gotta cut it. We gotta cut it, you know? And then that's how the first project was born. The second project was, has already been released.
Okay.
And it's called Breaking Retrograde.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about.
And it basically talks about freeing your spirit and people who can't necessarily be contained. Like, one of the songs called Lone Wolf it kind of describes how I am, where I don't necessarily like to be boxed in. And so I release everything into my art. Literally all my art is me. And I actually just released a video today. For one of my tracks called Winner Circle. And it's basically talks about people who have to deal with negativity but decide to move through life regardless and win at that. I ended up filming it I filmed it, I produced it, I directed it, I edited it, and it's out today. And it actually features a dear friend of mine, Mikey Alexander White, who plays himself in a drag queen.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You do it well. Wow. And you know, just to go back to your project Breaking Retrograde. You said that you were looking to you're trying to release.
Yeah.
Like
not just me, but like people who listen to it.
Right.
To just be free.
Were you hiding? Was there something in there that you wanted to just express and get out there and have everyone else feel comfortable enough to express it in the same way?
Honestly, I felt more so the deeply rooted part of that is me wanting society to be a better place. And I feel like if everyone was just a little bit more free, that they could, the world would move better, you know? If you let everyone be who they are, do what they do, live how they live, we don't necessarily need to be so tight and just be free.
Right.
Yeah, so that's literally it sounds so cliche, but like the main goal of like my art and my work.
That's not cliche.
Is to make the world better, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
No, and that's perfect because, you know, we need more young artists like you, you know, with the power to have that voice, you know. A lot of people out there are trying to fight within themselves. They're fighting to be creative. They're fighting to get it out. And we need artists like you to have them express themselves so that they can express themselves, you know, the way they want to. I know that, you know, with your music, with your time with the boutique, I mean, what do you do for fun? Like, how do you find time for yourself then?
Honestly, my friends think that I'm a robot.
I'm thinking you're a robot, like, my God.
Like a day of mine will probably be like start with emails, then which includes the boutique, like whatever my boss Kimberly Wilson Marshall has planned or whatever. Then after that, I might write, because I do that too just once in a while. And if I have like certain gigs, maybe it's a styling gig that day, maybe it's a singing gig that day, maybe it's, you know, I have a couple of gigs like in a day. And then by the end of the day, if I'm free and if I have the energy, I will be out with my friends.
Okay.
So I've kind of mastered the art of balancing. It took a while, but I kind of got it.
And you're doing it very well.
Thank you.
Now, do you have a vocal coach as well, or do you just you go with the flow? You got this master. Because you're gonna have to show me something.
I wouldn't say I've mastered.
Okay.
Because I
it
feel
sounded
like we're
very
always,
good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
I always think that you're always a student of music. There's certain things that I know that I could do with my voice, but I haven't learned the proper technique in which to make it sound the way that I think it should go.
Right.
However, again, I was classically trained at LaGuardia, but after that, nothing really after. It's just me, continuing that whatever that I learned there. I haven't read music in a while, so I might be a little rusty.
Okay.
But other than that, I
Got it.
remember breathing and stuff like that. And across the years, my voice has matured even more. Where it's like, even if you learned back in the day, once the more you mature, it's like your voice kind of changes.
Yes, it
Over
does.
and over and over, and you just have to get used to your new voice over and over and over, and it's just like, wow.
Are you ready for the big stage?
I am so ready.
Could you do a Broadway play?
I would love to do a Broadway play.
You think you're ready for that?
Yeah, I
Can
actually.
you can dance too and
Yeah.
okay now.
I actually was in Hairspray at La
Oh,
yeah.
are you serious? What was your part?
I was like some random black guy.
The best part in there. You gotta do that random black guy
Look,
so good. What did you do?
I wrote a. Look, let me tell you, I was like kicking and all of this stuff, but I actually wrote an article about the guy who ended up playing the lead that I wanted, which was Seaweed.
Really?
Yeah. He went on to be like the first black guy to play Jean something
Okay.
in Les Miserables on like Broadway,
Wow.
and he died tragically. And literally, while I was like trying to get this story from him about all his success and all this stuff and blah blah blah, that's when like we were talking like maybe like 2-3 days before, and then like he like fell off of railing or something.
Oh my
And
God.
passed away.
Okay.
So at the time, which I mentioned in the article, at the time I didn't quite understand why he got the role. Because after he got the role, he would come to me and be like, "Oh, can you teach me how to do this, or can you teach me how to do that?" And we had a moment where I was just like talking so much. I was just like, "Why does he have this part? He ain't about to do it." So
Right.
But then over time, not even over time, because we had a conversation about it, and even more over time, I realized God has a certain way that He's going to do certain things, right? And some things are just not for you. That was His moment, and I was glad to play black guy number 10 on left, and him have the lead part.
That's right, absolutely, and you know what? I love that whatever we get in life, whatever we we experience, whatever we take in, we just do the best that we can with it,
Amen.
And I really love your energy.
Oh, thank you.
I love that you're confident, and I appreciate you allowing us to give us this interview in your wonderful establishment of employment or work or internship, whatever it is that you do. I know you make it wonderful. I've watched songs, your videos, the ones that you do have, and I just want you to just keep going and keep inspiring those. You are the voice of this generation, and I can't tell you enough how much I really respect your art. So with everything that you're doing, fashion, singing, whatever you do,
Yes.
Good Friday Radio is going to back you up always.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So is there anything that you want to just give the people as far as your social media
of course.
content? We want to know where we could find you. And I also want to talk to you also about some other performances, because I have some people that would love to see you perform, especially in Harlem, especially at Shrine.
Okay.
Shout out to Maria Davis, who always does Mad Wednesdays. But yeah, that's something I would like to talk to you about. But yeah, give us your social handle.
Yes, so
where
you can
find
find me at je.vel, that's Instagram, and my music, JE''VEL, and you can find that on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much everywhere.
That's right, and make sure y'all follow Harlem Haberdashery and 5001 Flavors, okay? Where you could get a custom design, anything you want. You know what? Let me tell you a story about this place, because this is my spot.
Oh yeah?
I was so fascinated with Nas, still am, and I had to have this shirt made from them, which was absolutely stunning. I mean, this was like a leather airbrush print shirt that I got from Zara's, but they added the Nas picture on there, and it was so fire. I got so many copies. I still have this shirt to this day.
Yeah.
And I love Harlem Haberdashery for always putting me on to the latest.
Yeah, they're amazing. They literally take care of Harlem. They have a hashtag take care of Harlem. They really do that.
Yes,
They
yes.
clean up the streets. They,
Yes.
They
Donate meals. They make they make the
500.
yes.
There's
yes.
so many. If you could just get into them, it would be.
Yes, please make sure, and you can find out how ways that you can help with the community, and this is where to start, right here. But being that we cannot stay in this lovely spot forever, as much as I would love to, Well, thank you for tuning in. I'm Nostalgia Hip Hop Goddess. Make sure you tune in every Friday nights at 11 p.m. on Spectrum Channel 1993, Good Friday Radio. And be sure to follow us on Instagram at Good Friday Radio. Nostalgia Hip Hop Goddess, have a great night.
Bye.
That was cute. Yeah.
In the night, I fight for life. I don't hide. Unafraid, I crave for fate. I don't wait. Always chasing a dream no one can see. I don't follow the pack. No, I don't follow their track. Always dodging bullets. I'm running free. I don't follow the rules. No, I don't follow their truth. See, I'm a lone wolf, a lone wolf, a lone wolf. Oh, you can tame me, you can chain me, but I'll break free and you'll see that I'm a lone wolf. Rivalries, they tainted my name. Toxic pain, identities, they agree. For me, couldn't be. Always chasing a dream no one can see. I don't follow the pack, no, I don't follow their track.